Welcome back to Tennessee Frugal Craftsman. I am in the process of capping off or finishing off this chimney. I am now through the roof line, as you can see here. I have got to start flashing this and getting it tied into the roof. Now this eventually will have roofing on it. It's just got ice and water shield on it right now. I wanted to try to get the chimney built and cleaned down before I started the actual finished the actual roof over here. So I see that I have got to, right now I am about an inch and a half above the roof line with this line of bricks. So I'm going to bring it up at least one more brick here. I'm thinking at least one more brick. That will bring me up somewhere's about 3 inches, and that way that first flash, I may come up one more, I'm not exactly sure, but then the first lead flashing can come out and down, and it's going to lap over a aluminum flashing coming up in behind it. So the aluminum flash will be tucked up in behind, the lead flashing will be in along here, bent down over the aluminum flashing. So this is the first step. Is I actually had to get the liner on, the next level of liner, get it leveled and sealed in with my stove cement, or I guess it's fireplace cement. And I am going to now go mix some mortar and we'll bring it up a bit. Okay, I've got 3 layers on here. What I did is I put the lead flash and I went up one more row from the first part of that video, the first part of this video. Then I put this section in right here and bent it around the corner. Now just FYI, I got this lead flashing on Amazon. It's 1/32 of an inch. It actually is very nice to work with. It's malleable enough and not too rigid, but yet it does what I'm looking for. Eventually I'm going to come along and cut this along with the roof line, because as you can see I've got metal flashing bent up under my shingles and up, so it's double flashed in that regard. And so I'm getting ready. I'm going to try something here after I put this next row on and see if I can stabilize this chimney, because I've got to go up here almost 8 feet. So I'll be back to show you what I'm doing with that. Okay, I finished that run that I was working on. I've flashed this side. I've still got to flash the other side. But what I did is I actually put 7-foot of rebar in here, right in the corners, to give that some stability. I think my chimney's going to be about 8 feet or close to 8 feet, so the last foot or so will be without rebar, but that'll be fine. But this will, I'm hoping, give me some stability on this chimney. I don't want to brace it out onto my roof or anything, so I thought this was, been thinking about it, I thought this would be the next best thing I could do. So I don't know what y'all think, but step back here so I don't step over the edge. But I think I've got it so that will work. So I'm going to mix some more mortar here and I'll be back. I'll take it up another couple runs. Okay, it's a little later in the day. I've actually got I've put 2 lengths of liner on. I've put about 2.5, close to 3 feet, probably 2.5, 30 inches of chimney up. It took quite a while to flash everything in. I've just stuck the flashing in the joints. I'm going to come back and trim everything off when everything's dry. But it's coming along. I had a little bit of problem. Lost a little bit of time because I started filling in right next to it to try to solidify these rebar, And what started happening is the weight of the mortar was a little heavy, and it started pushing my brick out. So I had to take a half a row or so off, especially on this corner, and redo it. But I think I've got it pretty much set now that it'll allow me to go on up and finish off the chimney. Probably going to take another couple days easily, because I got to start building scaffolding up here in the next little bit. But it is a job, to say the least. It is a job. We are now up probably 28 feet, 26, 28 feet. So I'll be back when we start doing the next time. We'll finish this out. Okay, it's a couple days later. I've been doing other things. Finally got back out. I got a full day to work at this. I've already got a foot on it, up from the last video. I'm getting ready to put another liner on. I had to go pick up 2 more liners. So right now I'm at 4 feet from the low slope roof up to the brick line, and I've got to go about 9 total. So I've got a ways to go. I'm hoping to get a good portion of this done today, so I'll bring you along for it. But the rebar seemed to be working okay. I'm mortaring them in the corners as I go up. So the next step is putting on a flue liner. So let's see how that goes, and I'll be back. Okay, the next liner is on. Went on okay. I've got this jointed, or at least the initial strike off is done. So I come back and usually hit it a couple times. Get it the first time and then finish time. But I'm going to go mix up some more mortar and see if I can get up there another foot. I'll be back. Okay, I've got some scaffolding built here. Sorry I can't get back and get a good angle off this roof, but I built up 4 feet. So this should finish the chimney. I'll come over here, kind of see what I did. Got expiration in here. Everything's supported on 2x4s on the against my roofing. Made sure my screws didn't go through anything into the roof. So this is just kind of setting free on the roof, but it's stable enough that I can work on it. So my next step, I think I got enough time to mix one more mix of mortar, see if I can go up another foot, maybe get that set the last liner, full liner on anyway, and we'll go from there. So this is the process. Using up my lumber. I'll be back. Okay, it's the end of the day. It's getting pretty dusky here. I am now 6.5 feet off the roof on this low slope roof up to where I am right here. So I've just got to strike off joint the last finish on the last 3 or 4 runs there that I put on. But other than that, I got let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I got over 3 feet chimney on there today, and then some. So that's the last main flue liner. Hopefully no more than a foot above that should do it to get 10-foot clearance off my level clearance off that slope. This roof is the issue. It's such a steep pitch roof that I need to take this up so high. So code requires 10 feet off the chimney. So I'm going to let that set a bit and do a little bit of cleanup, and then cover this up for the night. Hopefully we'll get some good weather tomorrow and I can come in and finish, or pretty much finish this chimney. If I didn't have to stop and build the scaffolding today, I would have been up there another foot or more, or two. So I think I can do it. So stick with me one more day. I'll be back. I don't know whether you can see my smiling face, but I've got a chimney now that it's at 10 feet off the roof. The roof line straight across, 10 feet plus. Now I've got this up, sticking out, I think it's about 7 inches or so. I guess 7.5 inches, give or take. It was, if I put another line on, or row of brick, it would be up too high because that'd be another 3 inches. I want to put a cap on here. I'm going to form this up another day, form it up and put probably like a 3 inch to 4 inch, so like a 1 inch slope, and I'm going to bring it out over and put a drip cap on it, like a drip edge. Originally I was thinking about, stepping it out, do a couple rows and then step back in, and then just from the liner down to the edge of the brick, round it, or slope it, I should say. But I got thinking about that, and I don't think it would last as long if I just preformed and put a cap right on it. That way the cap will shed water, because what ends up happening is the water can run, and it starts running down the face of the brick and gets in the mortar joints, and before long you've got to repoint this. So I brought this up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rows, so 2 feet plus. I did run into a little bit of problems earlier this morning. A little over 2 feet. This morning, my first mix, it rained last night and some of my bricks got wet, and there was a lot of free water in the brick and in my sand. Even though the sand was covered, it still had water in it. And so this started to run. As you can see, it was kind of messy and running over things. So I'm going to wash this down eventually with muriatic acid anyway, but it just made for a little bit of a messy job. And there was a few places where it ran right over the brick from one down to the other. So it's later in the day. It's had a chance to set for 4.5, 5 hours. And so it's starting to harden up enough where I can put a final jointing on it, point it. I've got, just let me get down here. I want to get that done before I go home. Today's Thanksgiving. I'm out here trying to get my chimney done, but other than the cap and washing it down, and then I'm going to put a metal cap on the very top. But other than the flue cap and then the cap itself, this chimney is complete. I can now come down and clean everything up. I'm going to leave the scaffolding up until I get the cap up here, the metal cap on. It's supposed to come over the weekend. get this all cleaned up, and then I'll put the roofing on here, tied into the main house roof. But we've got at least one more day to get this framed up, so I'll finish the video with that hopefully when I get that run. So I'll be back. Okay, we have a completed chimney. The only thing left is to wash down the last 9 feet or so. I've been just waiting for the weather to break here. We've had a cold snap, but I wanted to get that cap on. So there's actually a video I'll be posting right after this on the steps to build that cap up there. And also I talk a little bit about the metal cap on the top as well. So the total chimney length is about 30, let's see, I think I used 16 and a half lengths, so it's about 32 feet, 33 feet tall, which is a big chimney, or a tall chimney. I want to show you one other thing here, a different angle. I've been doing a lot of odds and ends here the last few days because of Thanksgiving break, and the cold weather. I haven't been able to do the things that I normally have been doing. Trying to get some stuff cleaned up here on the property. Hopefully within a few more weeks, maybe in the new year, get my excavator guy back in to do some shaping of the ground. So we'll come over here. There you can see the chimney from this side. Now I don't know whether you can see it, but there is smoke coming out of that chimney. I've actually got myself a stove, trying to heat the basement area so I can have it for a warmer place where I can do staining of the deck material back here, because that needs warm weather for 48 hours, or warm temperatures. And this time of the year, December, January, that is hard to get. So figured if I heated up the basement, keep it around 60 degrees, I should be able to do all of my staining in there and then bring them out after everything's dry and put them down and try to finish these decks. But be looking for more videos because I've got a lot of stuff going on. Let me just see if I can zoom in here and see if we can. Okay, there it is. That is the cap that I put on. Sorry, the more you zoom in, the shakier it gets. So there's the completed chimney. So we have the first heat in the property is now happening. So built a nice little wood fire and get everything heated up in the basement. It's going to take a while to bring the temperature up down there because of all the concrete, but I'm going to keep working at it over the next few days and see if I can get it up, the temperature up there. And I'll bring you along for some of the other things that I am doing, but check out my next video. I actually do a step-by-step instruction on how I did that cap. Took me several hours actually to lay it out and get everything poured and whatnot, but you can follow that video there. It's not that long, but the next video that I hope to be working on is another surprise that I'm working here on the property. So be looking forward to that. It has to do with sealing this building in. And so until then, you have a great day.